Welcome to Temdry World. This is your host, Temdry. If this is your first time here, do not forget to subscribe. This is a 360 virtual reality video where you turn your phone or your mobile device to landscape and you can move your mobile device left, right, up, down, or you can swipe the screen of your mobile device. If you are on your computer, you can press the keys WASD. W for up, S for down, A for left, D for right. If you have a VR headset, you can just plug it and carry on from there. If you can't see the content clearly, you go to settings and you can upgrade your resolution to 2160 in most videos. Yes, so hopefully you enjoy this drive. We're driving from Bissauzinha. I think I've got the proper pronunciation. And we're heading, so that's from Quinamel in the Biarro region. And we're heading from Quinamel going north towards Bissau, the capital. Yes, so as you know, with my drive by, it's another story of another thing of African, what am I saying? I'm not going to edit this. I'm just carrying on. Story time. So in story time today, what do we have? Okay, but first, we're driving now. But this is lovely, you know, look at this road. Straight, nice, with gorgeous views on your left, gorgeous views on your right. And do not forget also, you can pause the video in case you've missed anything. You can pause the video and actually still look around 360. So you can't miss anything. That's the best thing about my content. You can never miss anything. You pause and you look around and enjoy the scenery. Now, yeah, Bissauzinha. This is, yeah, Bissauzinha. Yeah, I remember here. So we're heading north now. Yes, I'll give you waypoints along the way as I carry on this story. So now, stories of my adventure, story time. So where I'm actually coming from, I was coming from actually Ondam. So it's rainy season. I decided to go to the beach in Ondam. It was one of the stupidest things I've done. I went, you know, the road was washed out, so, but I was like, you know, I've got my four-wheel vehicle, whatever, I can make it. So I turned off. I made a detour because the road was washed out. I still made it. I almost got stuck, but I put my van in low lock and boom, came out of it. That was the first signal not to go any further, but I was like, let's go, let's go. Now there's a place now, it's basically a path on, there's a path on the water. So there's water on the left, water on the right. And they just built this road to go towards the beach. Now, when I went there the last time, it was not rainy season. So it wasn't like I thought it was. This thing is about maybe 5 meters wide. Let me see, maybe I'm wrong. 5. Yeah, 5 or 6 meters wide. That's how wide this road is. That's in the middle of the sea, because it takes you from the land to the beach, but how they built this thing is in the middle of the swamp. Yes, in the middle of the swamp. So they just applied the dirt and compressed it, and I think they used K32 and sprayed it to make sure it stick. Yeah, K32 is an agent when you spray it with sand. it becomes like glass and very firm. Well, there wasn't any K32 on top of where I was, because I'm going across this thing. There's water on my left, water on my right. Rainy season, so I'm in mud. I can't make a U-turn on this thing, so I've got to go forward all the way, turn, and come back. And forward all the way, it's about a kilometer on this road in the middle of the swamp that you can't make a U-turn on. So I'm driving, and I've got it in four wheel, saying my four wheel is good. It is no match for snow. No match for snow whatsoever. This is my friend here. So I'm in the village of Ilonde, and I'm talking to my friend here, Joe. He actually works in Senegal, works in Gambia, and he comes back here. And at this time, the police was actually renting the side of his house. Yeah. But Joe, he likes his cashew wine. He loves his cashew wine. But Ilonde, yes, I did a skate tour of this village, Ilonde. Very nice village. Joe, or John, and I forget this. Calitro, yes. Calitro is the other man that has the farm, the truck and stuff. So, as I was saying now, ah, so he wanted me to give a family member a ride, but they did not want the ride. They weren't ready. Children are looking at me like, what's he doing with that stick? Yes, so yeah, that was Ilonde. We're leaving Ilonde now. Yeah, so like I was saying now, I'm on this mud thing. Four-wheel drive, I'm like, but when mud get into your tires and you're not going fast enough, because the mud tires clean themselves. Yeah, I was skidding. So now I'm skidding towards the left. I'm heading towards the water. I'm like, my gosh. And you can't hit brakes, because if you hit brakes while you're skidding in mud, the vehicle would pick speed up and would just go in the trajectory which it is skidding towards, which is water. So I just have to come off the gas, turn, and hopefully it turns, because when I turn the wheel, it's not turning yet. It's still going left when I'm turning the wheel to go right. So I'm heading towards the water, then it grips, then it pulls me out from going towards the water into the center, and I've got to do this for a kilometer. Left, right, left, right. Let me tell you, I was shitting myself, yes? And I can tell you that. Because if my vehicle had skid into the water, it would have to be there until the end of rainy season, when someone is brave enough to come and pull me out from there. By that time, the swamp would take it to the sea, and that would be the end of the van. So this is why I was so afraid. This is why I was so afraid. But my friend next to me, I was just trying to be brave, but yeah, I was going yep, I was shitting myself. It was not nice at all. That was number 3 of the stupidest thing I've done since I'm in Africa. I should not have gone there, but I have to go. But the worst part, I can't make a U-turn. I have to go to the end of that and come back and shit myself again, coming back the other way. If it was wide enough, I just could have turned. But then if I tried to make a U-turn on this road, there's a chance that I would fall into the swamp, which would take the van towards the ocean, and that's the end of that. So I couldn't chance it, so I have to go to the end, and come back and face my demon and come back again. So I said, okay, let me go. So I went. So I got from off the swamp to a little island that's going towards the beach now. And I'm driving. I saw, so the sea encroached now from the beach. On my left, the sea encroached and came across. I know some of you are saying, why didn't you film it? That was no time to be filming nothing. That was survival. Some things I just can't film. And that was one of them. It would have made good content, but it probably would have made better content with my vehicle going in the sea. And that's not good. So it's nothing I could have filmed. There's no way, unless I just had a camera there, which I did not, because I've done this trip before and I did record this road before. Yes, I did, yeah. So I thought it wasn't any need to record it again, but it would have made good content. So as I entered the island now off the swamp road, the muddy swamp road, I saw the sea encroach across from the left. I'm like, oh, but it's okay. So I drove across that because it wasn't deep. I know the road, so I know actually, I have an idea how deep it was. And in Guinea-Bissau, it's firm underneath. So where there's water, you can still enter. It's firm. The chances of you getting stuck is, unless you go into a swamp, because the soil is, firm. And I went under the tree. If anybody can remember, there was a episode where I filmed me dancing to the birds singing. I had walked off that same beach and came to where I was dancing when the birds were singing. And I went under the tree. Hi. In front of me, the sea came all the way back. So now to head towards the beach, under these trees where the rainy season, I could not believe it. In 3 months, this place was overgrown. On top of the van, all I'm hearing is ping, 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 ping. The leaves are hitting the van, the branches are hitting the van. In 3 months. So this, nature is no joke. Man has no power. Man, all of us think that we have power. Hey, you haven't got power. Man has no power. We're nothing. Because in 3 months, the nature captures. So imagine you build a mansion there. In 5 years, nature has wrecked your mansion. So you spend all these millions on mansion, and nature has gone with it in less than 5 years. 100%. So when I went under now, so it was like a canopy. So I'm like, yeah, I can make it. So I'm under the thick canopy. What's in front of me? The sea. I'm like, can I make it across, man? So I started walking. So I parked the van, got out, and was walking in this thing. I said, nah, there's no way. Because certain parts, I didn't know how deep it was, because now the water was up to my knee, which my van can handle water up to my knee. That's no problem, but I just didn't know how deep the other part was. So, and then I can't make a U-turn here because the road became narrow. It's less than 5 meters wide or 15 feet wide. So I said, Shiza. So I stopped, came out the van, because in these situations I would advise anybody to come out, look at your surroundings before you do any sort of driving, any maneuver. It's good to park the vehicle, walk ahead to analyze. So I got out, looked around. How am I going to make a U-turn here on 15 feet or 3 meters of road with my van? And this is less than 5 meters wide. Yeah, it was just a little bit the car width. Yeah. Yeah, that was not 5 meters. No, I'm mad. Oh no, it was less than 5 meters. I would say one, I would say 3 meters wide, or 9 feet, 9 feet or 10 feet, however 3 meters comes out to be. And to my luck, you know what I saw? The root of a tree. Because again, on the left, the ocean came in, but the ocean was hidden on my left under some shrubs. And I went and I looked. Because, if I made a U-turn, I would have to push my vehicle off the road into the bush. And there was the water sitting there like, I'm waiting for you. Come, come, come. I'm like, not today. So I looked on my right and I saw some tree roots. And I said, So I just, I made a practice turn. Then I got out and I said, okay, I'll be good on the roots. So I backed up on the roots. If it wasn't for the roots, I would have to reverse back to the water that was behind me and make the U-turn in the water instead. Where I am now, I'm in Bissauzinha. So this is Bissauzinha. That's Brainy. On my right is Brainy. See, nice houses here in Guinea-Bissau. Things are okay. Look at these houses here. Yeah, so this is Brainy. Coming up towards, and coming up towards on my left is the army base, which I didn't want to film too much of it, you know. So, yeah, so I got back in the van, made the turn successfully. I had to go backward and forward about 5 times because it was very tight, because behind the roots is more water. So I'm basically making a U-turn on top of the water, but I'm using the tree roots as a path or as a road. So I went back and forward 5 or 6 times. It was tight, tight, tight. Made it out. What do I have to do now? Face the same demon that I didn't want. Now here's the worst part. Me passing through have churned up so much mud now. So I've got to go back through this worse mud. So now my skids become longer. Do you know within that stupid time that I went, so I was there, so the whole process of analyzing the water and planning the exit route and making a U-turn and all that stuff was about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Do you know when I came at the tide was up? So on the road, on the same road in the swamp now, the water is coming because there was a part of it that was dug. I don't know how it happened. So little trickles of water is coming in from the swamp now. Again, I have to go forward. So, I add a little bit of speed. I add speed before I got there, came off the throttle. So just the momentum of the vehicle would take me through without me skidding through it. So if you see, that's another thing I learned about driving in mud and swamp. If it is a before and after process, here's the airport. The airport is on my left. This is the Rotunda. That's one of the independent squares. And this road here, this is a beautiful road, 6 lanes. Well, it's not marked, but yeah, it's 6. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And this is now going towards the palace. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So yeah, if it's there, if you see a sandy surface, and it's a sandy surface that you're going to drive through, you give momentum, you come off the throttle, and let the vehicle go by itself. Because if you apply gas while going, there's a chance that you will skid, and wouldn't like that. So I had to use the same process there's a water that has more swamp, so I had to speed up before I get there, and hopefully come off the throttle, and the momentum would take me through the mud and the water, so I wouldn't have to skid through it. And then boom, I went up a little. I went up like 3 or 4 feet, and then back on the swampy road, which I messed up now. So I churned up more mud, and my skids are longer. My skids are longer. I'm skidding left. I'm skidding right. Now the water is up higher now. I'm like, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. What made me come across this road? You idiot. Yeah, when I came off, so I finally made it off. Hey, I was happy. I came out the van, I stretched. I was happy. I do not think my friend knew how nervous I was, because one big mistake, the van is gone. As simple as that. There's no if, but, maybe. It is gone. Don't forget, you can, the content, you can pause, look around, look left, look right, and now we're passing the palace to govern. I probably said it wrong, but this is the government office on my right. So the ministries are here. So you can come to here, so you can pause here and look left, look right, and all of these buildings are the government buildings where they've got the government offices. So, yes, now we're heading, so we just passed the entrance for Sao Paulo, and we're heading down towards the road to go to Bairro Militar. So you've got Bairro Militar, and the other road goes to Kelele, the junction. So you'll see when I get there, I'll get to a big junction, and the left side goes to Bairro Militar, and the right side goes towards Kilele, which you can actually take. When you get to Kilele, you make a right, you head to Boer, or you make a left and you head to Zona Seti. Yes, so I got out, stretched myself, got back in the van. Happy days, happy days. So, would I do that again? Never. Never. Yes, I'll do it in your vehicle, not my vehicle. No, and I would not even do it in your vehicle, because falling into the swamp, I'll have to go with my windows open. I just plan that when it falls in, if the current is not strong enough, I can make it back out, because in there is muddy, and I do not know how thick the mud is. That's it's a whole bunch of negatives that can happen that I just do not want to be part of. Yes. So now we're in the city area. As you can see, the houses are bigger. Yeah. This area I do not know the name of. I'm sorry. If anybody knows, leave it in the comment section. Yeah, leave it in the comment section. So, yeah, this is a junction here. So this hotel here, on my right, is Leisure Hotel or Hotel Libya. So now I'm making a left turn towards Bairro Militar. Yes, I'm heading towards Bairro Militar. So we're going from that main road up here. Bissau capital is, it's good. I like it. More big houses. My gosh. Nice big houses. On the left, on the right. Look at this. This is beautiful. And you know what the good part is? If you're from Bissau, you know the price of these houses. If you're not from Bissau, yeah, you can come and build one of these houses, maybe 40,000 euro. Yeah, one of these big houses, 40,000 euro. You know, it would not go up in price because there's no buying market per se as yet. But if you build to sell, yeah, in 5 to 10 years you will have buyers. But mostly people build these houses for themselves. So that's 40,000. Whereas in Europe or America you spend 500,000 for a house. Yes, it goes up in price, but you do not get nothing like these because these are concrete and steel, not wood. So they'll be there for as long as your children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren wish to stay there. You know, so yeah, you can come to Guinea-Bissau. 40,000 would build you a nice house. A very nice house. Yeah. Look at that one on the right. Or is this an office? Yeah, but someone built that. This belongs to one person. So there's shops. Yeah, there's shops downstairs. That's the one on my left. There's shops downstairs. And he has apartments upstairs. And on the left and the right, you see these are not shanty houses. Because I know some of you are quick to say, oh, shanty houses. No, they're business. So people come and they open their shop, their fruit stall or whatever stall. So all of these are stalls that you see on the side. Then you can tell the difference with residence and stalls. Yeah, look at these places. Yeah. No, those are stalls. So you can see houses and stalls. Because Biarro Militar, this area in Biarro Militar is more business. As I can see. Wow, that's a big one on the right. My. It's just not painted, but it's big and nice. Concrete. Yeah. Look at this. Man. Wow. Look at these houses. Shit. Somehow. But wait. These houses are nice, man. Wow, look at that one on the right. That's pretty. I love the colors. Yes, and in Africa, you find a lot of colors. So you would not find like bland, you find colors. So houses will be painted into whatever the owner wants to paint them to be. So if the owner liked pink, the house will be pink. But that house was like red, yellow. I love bright colors. When I built my house in Guinea-Bissau, look at this one on the right also, it's a big one. Shops at the bottom. When I built my house in Guinea-Bissau, it is going to be neon green. Yes, so get to the end of the journey.